that painting was like, and you see the DNA, how the DNA is kind of merging. So what it's representative of, if you notice their hands are touching each other and they're merging into each other. So their DNA is being intertwined with each other. So that's why you see the DNA kind of intertwining and stuff.
Very cool. So how long from the time you decided to jump back into your art and express yourself before you make that the full-time thing? Because you're a full-time artist now. Or you still have a job?
Yeah, I still have a job.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I still have a job. Yeah.
So it's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance.
You have to work Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And you still have to put in time to paint.
Right.
And then go and show it off and sell it.
Right.
And how do you find some of these festivals? How do you put them on the list? How do you choose which ones to be on?
You get invitations, word of mouth. You can pick and choose, what you want to do. It's kind of, it's not, to me, it's not really a scientific thing,
what you feel.
I go with the fun of it. Go meet some different artists.
Yeah.
Just experience people. That's how I get a lot of ideas. Just being around creative people, bouncing things off people, and so a lot of times I go because Saturday morning. What are you doing really?
Okay.
Nothing. You're chilling, probably watching TV, not really doing anything. So it's like time management. Like, can I be doing something creative? Going out, experiencing life, meeting people, instead of sitting here watching TV, doing nothing. I can either be painting, I can go out here and do some festivals, and if someone buys my art and they like it, that's just more of, an incentive for me to be out there.
Okay, so when you're painting, and let's say you choose to paint a certain evening, or do you paint as much as you can? And when you sit down and paint, do you have a theme that you paint across several pictures at the same time?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I paint in series.
Okay.
That's what you'll see. You'll see, like, I have this idea of model mystique, for instance. Every person is a dual person.
Okay.
The exterior is what people see, but the interior is truly who people are. And so I was like, well, I'm going to create 10 of those. Okay? I'm going to create, because people are different colors and flavors, so I'm going to create somebody that's red and yellow, someone that's purple and orange, someone that's blue and green, And then when I get to number 10, then I'll stop that series and say, that's model mystiques, 1 through 10.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, and do you, how long does it take you to paint? I know, I guess it depends on the size of the painting.
Yeah, depends on the size, yeah.
But I've seen I've seen a lot of your pieces that are small. They're like,
6 by 6, yeah, 5 by 5s, 4 by 4s. Yeah. Yeah.
And how many of those do you paint at one time, and how long does that take you?
Well, they're mini-me's.
Okay.
they're mini-me's of the bigger paintings.
Okay.
So if I have a theme and idea, I break it down to a smaller size. It's like I already have that idea in my mind, and I have a collection of it that's big. So I break it down because sometimes you meet people who are like, I like bigger than life art, or some people say, well, I like miniature art. So that's when I started getting into the business of art. I'm still creating my idea, but on a smaller scale. And people's like, well, I can't take home your $1,000 painting, but I can certainly take home this $35 painting. And then there's some people like, I want a bigger painting. I want a $400, $500 painting. I said, well, there it is.
Give people what they want.
Yeah, give people what they want. But it's still my style, still me.
That's right. Still your message.
Right.
I'm looking at your surrealism. It's very surreal. Is that what's it like in your head? Well, I guess all of it would be like what it's like in your head. Sometimes black and white. Sometimes line work. Yeah. Sometimes it's colorful, huh?
Right. Well, you got to think about, if you break down that Formula 55 and you say, okay, what can I do with one of those segments today? if I wake up and something's in my head, because a lot of times, you know, that's how that's how I get. Like I just dream something, and then I'll just write it down. Like I have this green book where every time something pops in my head, I write it down.
Okay.
Or I do a thumbnail sketch of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, okay, I may not be able to paint it now. I paint it later. And I think once artists get into doing that, you know, because a lot of times you have this ingenious idea, but you get into life, you start doing other things. You're like, man, what was that idea I thought about? I can't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught myself every time I have an idea, go and write it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way I will have something I can paint and work on, and I don't have to think about it. I go in my book and say, I can do this right now.
Uh-huh. Very good. Well, one thing I like, one more thing, because I like a lot of stuff about what you do, is that I was at the Chocolate and Art show, and you had this big table, and it was full of like 6-inch, I think, 4-inch, something like that.
6x6, yeah.
And squares of art.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, man, how do you even take the time to come out with this stuff? And you have to have a system.
Yeah, right.
You have to have a system that works for you.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. Two of us working at the same time.
When's your birthday?
May 30th.
May 30th, okay.
Yeah.
The last of May.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a June 21st, last day of Gemini.
Yeah.
On the cusp. Yeah, very good. Mm-hmm. Analytical.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So today you sold the painting.
Mm-hmm.
White peacock up on lines, 36 by 24.
Yeah.
Acrylic.
Yeah.
When did you paint that, and how did you come up with that idea?
One day I was researching a peacock, and I saw it, and I was like, that is so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've never seen a white peacock.
Right.
I was like, that is sick.
But they're real? Is it real?
It's a real. Yeah, it's real.
A white peacock is real?
Exactly. That's how I react. That's like it's real.
What?
Yeah, it's a real. And the thing about it, its feathers are different from
the colored
one. And I was like, that's freaking dope. It's almost like I saw a fantasy in something real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because most people are like, I never seen that bird before.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Nature has so many different facets if you just pay attention. Because oftentimes I tell artists, it's not about what you can draw. It's about what you can see. If you have the vision, you can see art in something, then you can create something brand new from something that most people are not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was never aware of a white peacock. The lady who bought it was like, I've never seen anyone paint a white peacock. She kept looking at it. She brought her sister looked at it. And her sister was like, buy it. Mm-hmm. Buy it. And I was like, yes, buy it.
You know, they say fiction is stranger than...
Life is stranger than fiction.
Life is stranger than fiction, yeah. Like, you couldn't make that up.
Right.
But it's real, huh?
It's real. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I was in L.A. We went to one of the botanical gardens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have peacocks just running around. You know, they're very cool. And actually, what was it, a couple of weeks ago when we was doing the comic book drawing weekend, the character that we decided to draw for the comic book, I drew up a peacock as a logo.
Wow, right.
Yeah, so I like peacocks.
That's dope, yeah.
Peacocks are cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about Shellton LaBron SoTrue Art.
Right.
What's the SoTrue part?
That is Shellton operating through really unique experiences. That's what it stands for.
You like acronyms, huh?
Yeah, I like acronyms. Because back in college, people be like, man, you know, Shellton, man, you the realest, man. You true to game. You always true. I was like, yeah, I'm so true, man. I'm so true. and I was like, SoTrue Art, man, so true. I mean, it was kind of clicked, and I was like, the stuff that was happening to me in college, because one thing about college is like a learning experience about life. It's like a microcosm of life. it's like you're living in like this city, and you're meeting all these different people. And so I was like, there's so many different unique experiences by meeting so many people from around the world. So it was like I was going to school, so I was operating, and it was truly unique to me because my experiences were truly unique to me, and that's where I got the acronym SoTrue Art. SoTrue Art, and then art is, alternating reality transformation. Yeah.
It's like your creativity is a science.
Exactly. Formula 55. Formula 55 is a science. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right, very cool. All right. I've known you all this time, seen your work all this time. Didn't know it was like this. I know I admire your hustle because you're out there.
Yeah.
And I was promoting, and whenever I go to places, I didn't expect you to have a table sitting.
Yeah.
Not expect anybody, but I'm surprised. It's like, it's like, wasn't he just at a show last week? Or, now he's here too. It's like, dang it. But that's it. That's the business.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that from Nike. Just do it.
Hey, no, it was the science there.
Yeah.
Was the acronym? Nothing. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was seeing you everywhere. To me, I was like, everybody kept talking about DTM, man. You're man on art show, DTM. And I said, I like that DTM. I was like, DTM. It sounded like something, you hear in a rap song or something. They was like, it's that Dan the Man. I said, DTM. I said, I got to do one of his shows. And so when I saw your show, I was like, wow, I heard about this guy. I'm going to go do a show. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. All right. Well, if you have some young artists in front of you looking for guidance and advice at the beginning of their career, what would you say to them?
Never stop. Never stop. Don't let people pigeonhole you in your creativity. Never listen to the world at large. Okay? If you have an idea, do it. I think I see a lot of artists who are apprehensive about showing their work. Like I see a lot of amazing artists all the time, and they question, am I good enough? I was like, art is art. And I know from my experience, there have been times I do paintings or something, and I'm like, I absolutely hate this, and I go out, and someone's like, I absolutely love it, and they buy it. It'd be the first thing they buy.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I see my mistakes in it. I wasn't happy with it. I throw it on the table. People be like, oh my God, look at this. Buy it. You can never, ever phantom what someone else loves and desires to have when it comes to art. There are millions of people. What you see is not something that someone else will see. And see, that's the thing. If you have a particular idea, constantly work on your craft, because an artist never arrives. Never. You do your greatest work at the end of your life. So that means, guess what? If you're on your deathbed, be doing your work. I'm serious. Be doing your work.
Yeah.
Because that may be the very piece that people remember you by. They said, all his work was great, but this right here is awesome. Art may be something you did in the beginning, but you never stop growing. I went and visited the Art Expo New York. Just happened to be up there visiting a ex-girlfriend of mine. And we went to the Art Expo on Pier 94. I think that's Pier 94. And those artists' work was, it was really exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a $10,000 piece. The framing, the varnishing, the technique, you can tell, some of these artists, they put so much soul into that work. And I said, you know what? I don't even think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm there yet. And I feel like I should never ever think that I'm there. And I look at the masters and the people who kept creating, because like Picasso wasn't famous for his original work. he's more so famous for his kind of Cubanism and abstract stuff.